Before you sign with any marketing company to grow your annuity or AUM business, there are 7 questions that you need to be asking. I'm going to give you each one, tell you what the red flag answers are, as well as tell you what good answers sound like. So save this video because you'll want it for the next time you are interviewing a marketing company or lead vendor. Now, here's the thing. After enough bad experiences with marketing companies, you stop questioning your ability. You start questioning the whole game, don't you? And you should, because the problem isn't that you can't close. The problem is that most companies in this space are only solving one piece of the puzzle, and they're charging you like they're solving for the whole thing. So instead of telling you who to work with, I'm going to give you the framework to figure it out for yourself with just 7 questions. Ask these on your next sales call with any company, including us, and the answers will tell you everything that you need to know. So let's get into it. Here are the 7 questions. Number one, do you sell to the leads or just sell the leads? This might be the most revealing question on this list, and most companies stumble on it. You see, there's a big difference between a company that generates leads and a company that actually sells to the prospects using their own system. One of them has skin in the game, the other one is just selling access. So, what's the red flag? Well, if their answer is, we're a marketing company, not advisors, or that's a different business model. And that tells you something. It tells you they've never had to convert the leads they're selling to you. And if they never had to convert them, how would they know what it takes for you to do it? Or if these leads are even closable at all? Now, what does a good answer sound like? Something like this. We have our advisors on our team actively using this system right now. That means they're evolving the system in real time because they're living it and they need it to work for themselves before they offer it to you. Now that you know whether they're in the arena, question number 2 gets at something most advisors don't even think to ask. Number 2, are my leads exclusive or am I competing with other advisors for the same prospect? Because here's what happens when they're not. You pay for a lead, but so did several other advisors. Now you're in a race to the phone, and the prospect doesn't even know they signed up to talk to 5 different people. So the red flag here is obvious. If you're presented alongside multiple advisors in the marketing, or the multiple advisors receive the same lead, you're already behind before the first call is even made. A good answer here is simple. Your leads are exclusive to you. No other advisor receives the same prospect. But here's the next level question most people don't know to ask. Do I have a protected geography? Is any advisor running the same campaign in my market? Most lead vendors can't offer this because their model depends on selling the same system to as many advisors as possible. A protected geography is really the gold standard. It means the company's success is tied to your success in your market, not to how many advisors that they can sell to. So now you know if they're in the arena and whether your leads are actually yours. The next question is where most companies completely fall apart. Number 3, what's your system for taking a lead from interested to an issue paid annuity? Now, most advisors don't think they have a closing problem, and they're probably right. But here's what nobody tells you: leads don't convert themselves. Even a great lead, someone who's problem aware and has some desire to solve it, still needs a systematic way of going from interested to issued. That's not a you problem. That's a system problem. If the company selling you leads doesn't have a system that connects to how those prospects were generated, you're left improvising every call. And when those calls don't convert, you'll blame the leads and they'll blame you. And neither of you will actually be wrong because the system that connects you was actually never there. So the red flag is they say something like, we generate the leads, you handle the sales. Or they can't articulate what happens between appointment booked and policy issued. If there's a gap there, that's the gap that you're going to fall into. A good answer sounds like, here's our conversion process. Here's how it connects to the marketing. Here's the coaching. And here's who you will work with when you get stuck. If all they built is the front end, you're still missing everything that happens after the appointment books. The question isn't whether you can close, the question is whether they've actually built a system that takes a prospect from interested to issued. If they haven't, you're not buying a solution, you're buying more at bats with no batting coach. So now you have 3 questions that tell you whether they're in the arena, whether your leads are exclusive, and whether they have a conversion system. The next question gets at whether their incentives are actually aligned with yours. Number 4, how is your guarantee structured? This one sounds straightforward, but listen carefully to how they answer it. There are two red flags here. The first is if you don't close, you don't pay. Now, that sounds great, but think about what that actually means. If you're not successful, they stop billing you. The word anymore is missing. They're not guaranteeing your success, they're guaranteeing that they'll stop charging you when it doesn't work. That's a cancellation policy, not a guarantee. The second red flag is guaranteeing appointment counts. We'll deliver 20 appointments a month. Okay, but what if they deliver 15? What if they deliver 30, but none of them close? Either way, you're still not producing. The volume metric doesn't correlate with the result you actually care about, which is issuing business. A good answer sounds like, we guarantee results when you follow our proven process. That tells you the guarantee is tied to your behavior and their system, not a volume metric that doesn't correlate with production. And that leads directly into the next question, which gets at how they define success in the first place. Number 5, what does my success metric look like to you? This is where you find out if they measure what actually matters. The red flag is when they show you screenshots of appointment volume, pipeline size, or lead counts, all leading indicators. That's like a coach showing you how many practices the team attended instead of their win loss record. A good answer to this question is, we measure issued policies and your paid business. And here's the deeper question, where are the carriers? Where are the checks? If the clients were consistently closing, you'd see production numbers. You'd see issued business. You'd see paid cases, not pipeline screenshots, not appointment counts. If all they have to show you is leading indicators, ask yourself why they can't show you the actual results that you're after. Now, the next question is where most advisors don't even realize there's a gap, and it might be the most important one on this list. Number 6, what's different about how you help me sell virtually versus in person? Now, most advisors don't realize that virtual selling requires a completely different approach. If you have sold face to face, you had what I call tokens of trust, the office, the handshake, sitting across from someone, being physically present. Those tokens did a lot of trust building for you. On Zoom, all that is gone. You're a face in a box competing with their email notifications, and the approach that worked in a conference room doesn't automatically translate to the screen. So the red flag is when they can't articulate the difference between selling virtually and selling in person, or their answer is, we provide a script, or watch this training. And here's the big one. If they're successful producers or coaches built their track record offline, ask yourself whether that experience actually translates to a virtual environment that you're going to be operating in. Being great in a conference room or at a kitchen table versus being great on Zoom, they're completely different skill sets. See, a good answer sounds like, here's what's different about virtual, and here's how we built our system to address it. Camera setup, Zoom credibility, presentation tools, the discovery process, all designed for how prospects experience you on a screen. If they can't tell you what's different, their system wasn't built for how you're actually going to sell. You need a partner who respects that virtual selling is its own discipline, not just the same meeting on a different screen. And the last question is one you can answer without ever getting on a phone call. You can do this one right now. Number 7 is, can I evaluate who's behind this company before I sign up? There are so many companies out there. You go to the website and there's no people on it, let alone who's leading the company. And in many cases, they don't even really have a website. It's just a landing page with a pitch, an opt-in, and a disclaimer. Or you go on to YouTube or Instagram and there's no presence. And even if there is, it's about something completely different from what they're selling you. That should tell you something. The red flag is a faceless company. No content, you can't find the person or team behind it, or what you do find doesn't align with what they're actually selling you. Their content is about a completely different industry or business model. If they're selling you an annuity marketing system, but their own content is about something else entirely, where is their focus really? A good answer isn't something they say, it's something you can verify yourself. Transparent leadership with content that you can evaluate. You can form an opinion about who they are and what they stand for before you ever get on a sales call. You see, the culture of any company starts at the top. If you can see who's leading it and you respect how they operate and who they are, that's a strong signal. If you can't find them at all, That's an even stronger one. If you can't evaluate who's behind the company, you're just signing blind. So, those are your 7 questions, and here's the pattern across all of them. Every single question is really asking the same thing. Does their success depend on your success? If they're not in the arena, if your leads aren't exclusive, if there is no conversion system, if the guarantee is just a cancellation policy, if they measure pipeline instead of production, if they haven't built for virtual, and if you can evaluate who's behind it, then you have your answer. Now that you know what to ask each of these companies, let me show you what the actual system looks like when it's built right. Watch this video next, and I'll link it on the screen for you. And if you want to put these questions to the test, the link to book a call with my team is in the description below. We'll see you in the next one.